Hello everyone. I would like to share two short stories today. The first one is Rewarded for His Good Deeds. A scholar named Aitang lived during the Song dynasty. Because he was poor, he could not afford to attend the imperial examination like the other scholars. So he set up a private school in the nearby city and taught children how to read and write. He also had knowledge of medicine and often treated patients. When poor people came to him for treatment, not only did he not charge a fee, he also gave them money to buy herbs. Thus, all the people in the area called him a good teacher or a good doctor. One year, his city suffered famine, and Aitang had to close his school. He had only 7 taels of silver left. While walking home, he saw a woman carrying a baby. When he noticed that she was crying, he asked her what happened. She told him that she had not eaten for 3 days. So Aitang gave her all 7 taels of silver to him. After Aitang returned home, he found that his family only had 3 kilograms of soybeans left. When it was time to prepare lunch, his neighbor John came to borrow grain and told him that his family had not eaten for 3 days. Aitang immediately gave John half of his soybeans. He told his wife, "If we are not supposed to die, God will help us. Because we are kind and considerate of others, we may be rewarded." Sure enough, the next day, a wealthy patient came to Aitang for treatment. The patient soon recovered and paid Aitang in silver. Thus, his family survived the famine disaster. The following year, Aitang's wife gave birth to a boy named Xiaoguan. He started to teach his son when he was very young, and he found the boy to be extremely intelligent. When Xiaoguan was 16 years old, he attended a provincial examination and earned the first place. When he was 22 years old, the son attended the imperial examination and was named the champion. All the townspeople celebrated his remarkable achievements and said, "Because the father did good deeds all his life, his kindness was rewarded." The second story is Debts Must Be Repaid. During the Tang Dynasty, there was a scholar named Li, who once dreamed that several people were chasing him. In his dream, he ran into a large city, entered the city gate, and walked through the main hall. At first, there was no one inside, so he walked straight into the hall and sat sideways on a corner of the bed. At that moment, a man suddenly stepped forward, brandishing his walking stick at him and shouting, "Who are you? Are you a new ghost? How dare you sit on the king's bed?" Li was so frightened that he walked out in fear. A moment later, a purple-robed king ascended the throne and asked him, "Why did you steal your brother-in-law's money?" He didn't understand what was going on. The king explained, "You sold your brother-in-law a horse, which should have cost only 27,000 coins, but you asked him for 30,000. Isn't that theft?" Soon, a man dressed in red entered to plead on behalf of Li. He said to the king, "This man has not yet reached the end of his life, so he cannot stay here. He must return the money to his brother-in-law." He then told Li, "The king is giving you 15 days. If you do not pay the money by then, he will hold you accountable." When Li woke up, he thought it was just a crazy dream and didn't believe it. About 10 days later, a mirror grinder who claimed to be good at fortune-telling came to Li's house. Li's family tried a few fortune-telling methods and found them to be very accurate. So they rushed to inform Li, Upon hearing this, Li personally went to the mirror grinder residence and asked him, "Where did you come from, you little villain, to deceive my servants?" The mirror grinder replied angrily, "You sold horses and cheated people out of their money, and the king ordered you to return the money. Today is the deadline, but you haven't returned a single penny. The king is about to arrest you, so how dare you scold me?" Upon hearing this, Li was astonished. It turned out that the dream was true. He quickly thanked the mirror grinder and asked him how he knew about this. The mirror grinder said, "The man in red who saved you last time is your great-grandfather. He was worried that the king would severely punish you, so he sent me to deliver the message." Li said, "But my brother-in-law is dead, and there's no way to repay the money." The mirror grinder advised him, "You can give alms to poor beggars, or make offerings to monks or priests, and say that it is a gift for your deceased brother-in-law, and that will be enough." Mr. Li did as he was told and repaid the debt. After that, there were no more such incidents happened. From the above two stories, we know that God will record everything we do in this world. It is true that good and evil will be rewarded. It is not that there will be no reward, but that the time has not come. Once the time comes, everything will be rewarded. Thank you very much for listening to the story. More touching stories will be ready for you if you just subscribe it. Thank you again.